Well, except I'll be joined every night by, for the first 3 nights by a member of New Order, and then by Nod on Thursday. So, welcome, Bernard. How are you?
Hi, Stuart. I'm all right, thank you.
Good to see you. Before we get talking about these fantastic New Order reissues, I see this on NME.com tonight. Joy Division New Order Managers' Notebooks to be published. A book of previously unpublished notes written by Joy Division and New Order manager Rob Gretton will be published on October the 7th, compiled by Gretton's widow, Leslie Gilbert. Did you know anything about this?
I think a little birdie might have told me about it, but it slipped to the back of my mind.
Did you know he kept notebooks?
Yeah, he did. I can visualise him now, striped paper, and he wrote everything down. Yeah, that's true. Let's hope there's nothing contentious in there.
20
got me worried now.
No, don't be worried. 20 notebooks written by Gretton between 78 and 80, condensed into one volume, posters, diary entries, letters, to-do lists, and studio notes. It says...
Well, he had a terrible memory, you know.
Did he?
Terrible.
Yeah.
He didn't actually.
Did he not? No. One entry details the time that Joy Division played a practical joke on their touring partners Buzzcocks by throwing eggs at them and releasing mice on the stage.
No, we released mice into their tour bus when they had the wives down because it was the last concert of the tour.
Right.
So we filled the tour bus for them with white mice and we poured maggots onto their mixing desk.
Nice. And how did they take it?
That's before we discovered drugs, you see.
Okay.
That was a joke. That
was how you had to get your kicks back in those days. And apparently, now, I've just mentioned these, Chet, and I don't think they're ringing a bell.
Sex and mice and rock and roll.
So, some of the names that you were considering after Joy Division, before you settled on New Order, were, Man Ray.
Yeah. What Rob was pushing that one.
Man Ray, the photographer, yeah. Radical Jesuits.
Never heard of that one.
Arab Legion.
Oh,
no, I don't get that. Sons of God.
That's not bad. That's quite weighty and
that's not bad.
Serious, you know, for a band of our stature. That would
exactly.
That would have done perfectly well.
Exactly, yeah. So these reissues, they are the first 5 New Order albums with bonus discs. I'm going to play something from the bonus disc, actually, of Movement in a moment. Or in fact, very soon, because just tell us, how do these differ from? I mean. Obviously, how involved have you been with these? Have you been involved much in kind of picking tracks and stuff?
Yeah, sort of. The bonus discs that came out, we never released, in the early days, we never released singles off albums.
No.
Because couldn't see the point of it, really. Still, to be honest, because still can't see the point of it.
Right.
And it just seemed more interesting to release something. We also had this thing where we'd write a track. You know, we'd already had an album out, and then we'd write a track and go, let's just put it out next week.
Yeah.
You could do that on Factory.
Yeah.
And that's what we did, and these are what the extra tracks are,
really. Yeah.
So, there's an interest to them, you know.
Yeah. Well, the first one we're going to play now, Ceremony. We'll just set this up in case people don't know, although I'm sure people do. This was actually a song you'd performed as Joy Division, wasn't it?
Well, interestingly, we wrote, in the 2 weeks just before Ian died, we wrote 2 tracks trying to cheer him up, you know.
Right.
To do the trick. It didn't work, obviously. One was Ceremony, and one was In a Lonely Place.
Yeah.
And we wrote them I think the last gig we ever did was in Birmingham University. And we wrote them, these 2 tracks, in the week, I think. Before we played that gig, and then we played them once at the gig as Joy Division, and then Ian died. So we thought they were good songs, and we went to New York to do some gigs over there as a New Order, and we recorded Ceremony over there. The version we recorded over there was much too slow.
Right.
So we re-recorded it again later on. Right. So I hope it's the good version. You know,
okay.
I'm not sure which one it is.
Okay.
Shall we play a little bit of Russian roulette?
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, this is exciting.
Do you feel lucky tonight?
Ceremony, the right version, we think.
We think it's the right one. Yeah.
Hang on. Let's just have a see. Yes, because this is the one. Yeah. Oh no, that's slightly faster, isn't it? That's the other version that's included on his poster. Oh, there you go. We'll play that tomorrow. So,
just to confuse the
listeners, yeah. So, I'm talking to Bernard Sumner from New Order. That's on the bonus disc that comes with the reissue of the first New Order album, Movement. Now, that's in the, apparently, I didn't know this. You must know it. Probably might have bought you a new set of garden furniture. Sophia Coppola's Marie Antoinette. It's on the soundtrack to that.
Yeah, they used that in the film. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not actually seeing the film.
No, I've not either. No. Yeah. So And you were telling me while that was playing, that's the first time you ever sang.
Yes, it is, yeah. Not even in the bath.
That's the first time, yeah.
That's the first time I sang, yeah. I think it's, there's about 158 takes.
So. Is there?
Yeah. It's not all in one take.
Am I right in thinking that at first you all had a go? Is that right?
That was right. What actually happened was, after Ian died, obviously we were struggling to decide what to do, how we progressed. So we went to America and picked up the gigs that we should have been doing with Joy Division.
Yeah.
So there was just 3 of us then, and we each had a go at singing, and whoever won got to sing Ceremony in the studio in Orange, New Jersey with Martin Hannett.
Right.
And it was me, so...
right.
Very last minute, very...
And were you... Yes, great, I'm going to be the singer, or were you blimey, I'm not sure about this.
I guess the ego-wise, I was a singer. I've got to be honest.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah.
It did preen my ego a little bit, but I didn't realise the sort of hard work it involved, writing lyrics and all that messy stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I got used to it. At first, it was like, whoa, what am I doing here on this stage? Because, I never wanted to be a singer, never expected Ian to die.
Yeah.
And then, but you get used to it, and and now I enjoy it. Yeah, it's actually easier than playing guitar.
Is it?
Singing is, singing is.
Well,
not writing the lyrics.
No,
but, singing is nowadays. I find it very enjoyable.
Does writing lyrics get any easier? Is that still a struggle?
I was doing it before I came here tonight, actually, and I'm going to be doing it when I get home.
All right, okay.
Yeah, with my friend, the bottle of wine. And he helps me out a lot.
Yeah, as someone who struggles too, having to write late into the night. Yes, that's a good friend, isn't it?
Yeah.
Mr. McCallan and Mr. Glenmorangie are good as well. Yeah. So, did you ever, for a moment, in the immediate wake of Ian's death, did you ever, for a moment, think, let's knock it on the head? Or did that ever occur to you?
Truthfully, it never occurred to us because there was no other option, really. Anything more than that. There was no other fork in the road, really. It was like, go on the dole and die a horrible death.
Yeah.
Get your act together, lads, and make what you've got left a success. So there was never any other option. But we were a strong unit. The band was a strong unit then. And we had Rob as our manager, who was pushing us along. I'm sure this will be covered in his notes.
Yeah, I'm sure it. Well, no, one of the questions.
And obviously we had Tony at the factory, and everyone was really helped us as much as humanly possible.
Yeah, Pauline Crouchen says, how important was Rob's influence in keeping the band together after Ian's death?
Well, there was a kind of, to put it in modern terms, a vibe master, really.
Yeah, okay.
He stopped us being... I mean, you must have seen his portrayal in the film.
Sure,
and that's pretty much what it was like.
Yeah.
So, he stopped us obviously, if you listen to our music, we could be serious young men. And he stopped us being too serious and introverted. He brought us out of our shell and kind of, it was important, he was important, and he was funny, he made us laugh, and it was important to laugh at that period of time.
So you go on and you make the first album, Movement, which is the first of these reissues, and is it right that Martin Hannett, because you had your ups and downs with Martin, didn't you? It's fair to say, isn't it? I mean...
Understatement.
Yeah. Is it true that he wouldn't put any heating on in the studio?
Yeah, absolutely.
Or he had it freezing cold?
Well, he did. Well, the reason was there was a method behind his madness. He didn't want us there at the mix, So he decided that the bench at the back of the studio was where the air conditioning outlet was. Now his excuse was that Chris Nagel, our engineer, had a medical problem.
Yeah,
and that he needed it to be
really cold,
ice cold. Yeah, for his medical problem. But they used to sit there with sleeping bags wrapped round him, and we'd be freezing at the back of the studio, with the air conditioning there.
Because it's fair to say that he
stopped messing about. After a bit, he just used to turn around and say, "Why don't you two just
absolutely off, Because he strikes me, I never met Martin Hannett, but he strikes me as the sort of person who regarded musicians as a sort of inconvenience in creating his masterpieces. Was it like that?
Well, I don't think it was that. I think that we were pulling one way and he was pulling another way. and we were very much wanted the live